In this video, I want to talk about something that most of us do or have almost definitely had done to us at some point, and that is phubbing. So at this point, you're probably wondering, what the heck is phubbing? And you're probably thinking of something like that it's pretty rude. And to be fair, it is pretty rude, but not in the way that you are thinking of. So, phubbing is when we snub someone in favor of our phone. So, when someone is trying to engage in conversation with us, but instead we're looking at our phone, or we're in a social interaction with people and we're looking at our phone, we are phubbing. Now you're probably thinking, oh, yes, I definitely have had it done to me. Or, in all honesty, I've done it to other people too. And I'll hold my hands up. I have definitely phubbed before, and I have definitely been phubbed as well. And often the people that we phub are the people that matter most to us. They are our family, they are our close friends. And it could be that that's because we feel more comfortable with them. And maybe we know it's rude, but they're our family. And, we're relaxed around them. And it doesn't really matter. Whereas if it's sort of we've invited an honoured guest round, chances are we're not going to ignore them in favour of our phones. But actually, this does have some really negative impacts for us, even as the phubbers, but also for the people that are being phubbed. Because, of course, when you're phubbing someone, you're not being truly present with them. They might be talking to you, but your thoughts and actions are elsewhere. Now, if you've ever spoken to someone and their gaze is wandering off as you're talking, you can see straight away they're disinterested. And that's the same as if they're staring at their phone. They're disinterested. So it leaves them feeling unvalued. It leaves them feeling like, what's the point in this interaction at all? It leaves them feeling unlistened to. And for the people we love, that's actually really important that they feel all of those things, that they feel valued, they feel listened to, they feel like your attention is of absolute importance, that you really do want to listen to what they've got to say. So even though it's often the ones that we love most that we do this to, they're actually the people that really matter, that we make sure we don't do this to. And also when you're doing the phubbing, you can actually end up feeling really dissatisfied as well. If, for example, your kids have come and told you something that's happened at that school, that day at school, and they're really built up and excited, and you're like, all right, yeah, calm down, 1 second, yeah, okay, yeah, oh, well, yeah, great, oh, yeah, sounds really interesting, that. And then they kind of wander off, like dejected, like, oh, mom or dad just didn't listen to me again because their phone. Oh, you're going to go, oh, God, I should have listened to them, and it feels awful, doesn't it? Whereas actually you could have just put your phone down for those 2 minutes and had that interaction. Plus, in a world where we're so digitally connected now, it's actually really important that we have that human connection too, that personal connection, that interaction face to face in a physical sense. And phones are getting in the way of that. And that isn't good for us as humans. As humans, we require that interaction together. And as I say, in a world where a lot of the interaction that we have now is digital, it's so important that we make the most of that non-digital interaction. So how can we make sure that we reduce phubbing in the way that we do it to others? Well, first of all, if you're in a social interaction situation, keep your phone out of the picture. If you're going out for dinner or drinks with someone, don't put your phone down on the table. That's straight away putting the message that, yeah, I'm here, but I'm also really interested in anything that pops up on my phone. Keep it in your bag. You can have it on as loud as it'll possibly go, so you can still hear it if there's a family emergency. But keep it out of sight and out of reach. You are less likely to glance at it, to pick it up, if it is out of reach. And you can do the same in your home life. Have somewhere where your phone lives rather than it following you around the house. So every interaction you have in your house, your phone is there as an opportunity to break down that interaction. Keep your phone out of sight, and it is far less likely that you will phub others. It's also about getting in that habit as well. When you realize you're doing it, put your phone down and saying, I'm so sorry. I got completely distracted by my phone yet again. I need to overcome that. I'm listening now. I'm paying attention. I will do my best to make sure I don't do this in future. And what about if you're on the receiving end then of a phubbing? How do we go about managing that? Well, you can go down the really aggressive route and go, oh, just put your phone down, I'm trying to tell you something. Or we can go a little bit more gently. and say something like, oh, actually, you know, I'd rather you listen to this, so I'll wait till you finish looking at your phone. That's usually a trigger for them to go like, oh, this, yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to it, actually. Go on, I've got you, give me full attention now. That often works really, really well. Like, oh, I'll tell you when you put your phone down. In a non-passive aggressive way, more like, oh, you know, I think you'll be really interested in this, so I'll wait until you finish on your phone. And that often works really nicely. Also, you can kind of set a little bit of ground rules. You can do it in the house if there's numerous phone users in the house, or even if it's just you and your spouse, both agreeing that we're going to keep our phones in this box or in this cupboard or just in the kitchen, wherever it might be. We'll keep our phones there so we can make sure that we're not, you know, led to picking them up whenever we feel like it. And having that agreement, having technology-free areas of the house, such as the dinner table, for example, is also a really good one. And also having that set time where you're like, right, tonight, let's switch off all technology and let's just chat. Let's get rid of all technology. Let's put it away and let's just interact with each other. And again, if you're in social situations with friends, that can be a suggestion too. How about we all put our phones in our bags or in our pockets so we're not all tempted to, you know, pick up our phones while we're chatting, and have that kind of agreement before you enter into this situation. And I've lead by example as well. So if you're in a social interaction, kind of making sure you don't put your phone on the table, that you don't pick up your phone, sends that message to the people you're with that I'm not here to look at my phone. I'm here to give you my attention. So I hope that's helped. Let me know in the comments, are you a regular phubber, or are you on the receiving end of phubbing on the regular? And what do you do to help overcome that, if anything? And has this video been useful to you in helping you understand how you could do that? And I'd love for you to subscribe. I do share lots and lots of videos about digital well-being and making sure that we manage the relationship positively with the digital world. And if you do want to reduce your phone use, I'll pop a link to my course below, which gives you all the details of how to reduce your smartphone use. And I'll see you again soon.